Greetings. I don't have a script or anything like I normally like to do, so I'm just gonna kind of rant about something that I was just now thinking about. I see a lot of videos about people who talk about zombie killing weapons and zombie killing loadout and shit. It's like, what kind of weapons should I use? There was one guy who always likes to wear a mask and stuff. I don't even remember his screen name. Talks about the different kind of stuff he likes to use, what kind of weapons he recommends, does it all fast and shit. I was just thinking to myself, what is the ultimate zombie killing loadout? And I've come up with three totally different things that would be the ultimate zombie killing loadout, depending on the kind of zombies we're talking about here. Now, I'm gonna start with the basics. George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead 1968, Dawn of the Dead 1976, Night of the Living Dead remake 1990, kind of slow-ass, shambling zombies, beat them in the head with a stick and they're dead kind of shit. Shaun of the Dead would probably classify too. These kind of zombies, the ultimate zombie killing loadout in this respect would actually be, and it's kind of hard to believe I'm even saying this, some form of .22 rifle. One of these two. This is a Henry U.S. survival rifle. I had to read it off the side. I forgot, actually. And a Ruger 1022 with Butler Creek stock, aftermarket stock. These are both affordable. Both of these were under 400 bucks. This was barely 300, I think. And the .22 long rifle, being designed for a actual rifled long, like extended barrel and everything, a rifle barrel, gets more power and more velocity and just more energy the longer the barrel. I think 20 or 22 is about when it's at its peak. At that point, it is lethal to a living human, out to about 100 yards, headshots. This could go straight through a decent-sized coconut. I'm talking with the husk and all that shit. With round-nose bullets. With hollow points, you might have a little bit of issues. But, yeah, main rifle. Main weapon, primary, .22 rifle. And either a .22 pistol, semi-automatic, or some form of .22 revolver as a good backup. And if you really, really, really wanted to, you could get a small semi-automatic or small revolver like a Taurus M85, Rossi 3-inch barrel, 38, Keltec PF9 just for the extra backup, and to use against human raiders who will probably want to try and steal your shit and kill you if, you know, they're desperate. Moving on, we're talking quicker zombies. Fast, really fast. Dawn of the Dead 2004 zombies. At that point, these weapons won't be very effective at all. Aside from the fact that you probably won't be able to hit shit with them, you're also going to need more power. Probably because you might have to shoot in the legs or the arms and try to fuck them up before you actually kill them. At that point, I'm going to recommend, now this varies, either a full-size 357 Magnum, preferably something like this, with as many cylinder chambers as possible, as many chambers. This has 7. Or a full-size combat pistol. I prefer Glocks, but you can also get a Beretta 92, 96, a Smith & Wesson MP9 or 40. You can get the Ruger P series with the 9mm or 45, or the SR9 or SR40. You really only need a 9mm, but this is a Glock 22. Of course, Glocks. They do also make the extremely long 30-some round magazines, 33 for the 9, 31 for the 40, and 29 for the 45 ACP. 357 SIG fits in 40 Smith & Wesson mags, so that's the same shit. The minimum I would recommend would be something along the lines of a Glock 19. Again, lone wolf conversion barrel on a Glock 23. That would be your sidearm. Your primary should be a pistol caliber carbine, as you're not even gonna find zombies noticing you at the distances of a rifle. Even something like an SKS is not going to be necessary. Too heavy. Not as useful. You will probably want something like this. It goes pretty good with the high point pistol too. High point rifle, high point pistol. Now, this is extremely affordable. But if you're talking the fast-moving zombies, this is only a single stack 10-round magazine. And they're only proprietary mags too. You can't just shove anything in here. Now, I would recommend a Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Preferably that takes Glock mags, even if you don't use a Glock pistol. Why? Because it's a rifle. And you want as much ammo as you can. So get the 30-round magazines, or whatever, for whatever caliber, 9, 40, or I don't even know if they make 45 Sub 2000s, and get a couple, at least 2 or 3 of the long magazines, plus a decent sidearm. At that point, you probably could just get a revolver and just to save, you know, on that, but I would prefer either 9mm because of the extra ammo, or 40 Smith & Wesson because of the extra power. I'm a 40 Smith & Wesson guy, so that would just be my personal preference, but those are the real two. 45 is too big and too heavy, and doesn't really, I mean, at that point, stopping power doesn't mean jack shit. Anything you can carry the most of that will penetrate a skull is all you want. Finally, we're going to get to the third type of zombie, which really isn't even a zombie, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. I'll cover it in another video. Is the 28 days and weeks later style, really, really brainwashed, confused, infected human that's not actually undead. At that point, you don't even need to worry about headshots. You just want something that'll just fuck up a normal human enough to kill them. In which case, I recommend you switch to a shotgun, preferably that has as long a magazine tube as you can safely use. A Mossberg Maverick 88 Security with a 20-inch barrel and a 7-round magazine tube will give you 7 plus the 1. If you have the cash for it, a Mossberg Mariner 590, 590A will give you an extra round. It has a kind of a nipple-like looking cap, as interesting as that is. That gives you a little extra spring for 1 more round, so that would be 8 plus 1. They don't make them in quantity yet, and they've already sold out like in the first month, but the Kel-Tec shotgun, KSG, 2 magazine tubes, each hold 7 rounds plus 1 in a bullpup ambidextrous shotgun. Probably going to be about $800-900 bucks, but if you could have that, that'd probably be the ultimate shotgun for this. Using buckshot or even heavy grade birdshot, number 4 or number 2, 3-inch rounds, high brass, preferably steel pellets, to do as much damage as possible to human targets. That will be your primary, and it will probably be the only thing you really get to use until you run out of ammunition. I mean, even a close-range birdshot's going to do something to them. Even a shot in the face will probably stun them, because they're humans. They bleed to death. They eat human flesh and shit. Maybe they just kill humans and then leave their dead bodies, but they're not undead. They don't have to be shot in the head. Center of mass shots will work. Those kind of zombies are very easy to dispatch. Even though they run, they get tired. They might have just a million cc's of adrenaline going through them, but they can get tired. You can hurt them. They will feel pain. In which case, your sidearm could be anything, to be honest. I would probably still use a Glock 22, but you could use a decent-sized revolver, double action. You could even use a single action, as long as you have the shotgun working. But because there will probably be a lot of them, especially if they mutate as fast as 28 days later, just vomit up some blood on some guy's face, and next thing you know, he's coming at you in 5 seconds flat. I would recommend a high-capacity semi-automatic to go with your shotgun. Those would be the 3 ultimate zombie-killing loadouts. Melee weapon can be whatever the fuck you like. I'm a crowbar kind of guy. That's probably due to half-life, but regardless. 3 best zombie killing loadouts out there that I could think of off the top of my head. Hope that was a good video. Peace.